In this video, I just want to recap on some mathematical operators. So here in this simple program, I have created some variables here. Here's a variable called int a, and it's assigning an integer value of 6. Here's another variable, int b, assigned an integer value of 10. Here I'm creating floats. I create float a, float b. Float a is assigned the value 3.0, float b is assigned the value 2.5. Here I'm creating another variable, and I'm putting it equal to nothing. So the keyword none in Python means no value. So I'm creating a variable called answer, and I'm putting it equal to no value. And again, really, I'm just doing it just to demonstrate that I can do that. Line 18, I am just demonstrating some addition. So addition is straightforward. It's just a plus sign. So you take two values or two variables, and you use the plus sign, and they'll be added, and we'll store the answer in the variable called answer, and then I'm going to print it out. In line 21, I am adding two float values. Again, it works the exact same way as two integer values. The two floats are added, and I'll print out the answer. In line 24, I am adding two variables, but this time I'm adding an integer and a float. It will work as expected. The only thing to note is that the answer will be a float. In other words, the answer will have a decimal point. Even if it's a 0.0, there will be a decimal point in the answer. And we'll see that in a second as well when I run this program. So that's adding an integer with a float. Subtraction, again, very straightforward. It's just a minus sign. So here I'm subtracting integer b from integer a, and I'm storing the answer in the variable called answer. Here's division. It's the / symbol. So I'm dividing integer b by integer a. Here's an interesting one. By the way, these are known as operators. That's the plus operator. That's the subtract operator. That's the divide operator. This one is an interesting one. It is two /, and it does division, but it ignores the remainder. So it'll divide integer b by integer a, and it will ignore the remainder. It won't give you any remainder. And we'll see that printed out now in a second. There's a multiplication operator. It's just a star sign. So I'm multiplying integer b by float b. And finally, one of my favorites is the modulus operator. And the modulus operator gives you the remainder from a division. So integer b modulus integer a is the remainder you get when you divide integer b by integer a. So for example, if integer b was 10 and if integer a was 5, well, 5 goes into 10 twice, exactly twice. So it would be 10 modulus 5 would be 0. So there is no remainder. But if integer b was 11 modulus 5 is 1. That is, 5 goes into 11 twice with a remainder of 1. 12 modulus 5 is 2. It goes in twice with a remainder of 2. 13 modulus 5 is 3. It goes in twice with a remainder of 3. 14 modulus 5 is 4. Goes in twice with a remainder of 4. 15 modulus 5 is 0. It goes in 3 times with no remainder. So modulus gives you the remainder when you divide two numbers by each other. And that's it. Let's run it and see these coming out. So here you see, look, 6 plus 10 gives us 16. When we add the floats, 3.0 plus 2.5 gives us 5.5. When we add an integer and a float, so 6 plus 3.0 gives us 9.0. So it always gives us a float, yeah, even though it's there is no decimal part to the number. 6 minus 10 is minus 4. So you subtract 10 from 6, you're minus 4. 10 divided by 6 is 1.666667. 10 / 6 is the division, but don't give me the remainder. So it gives you back 1. So the remainder is ignored. 10 multiplied by 2.5 is 25.0. Again, when an integer is multiplied by a float, you'll always get a float as the answer, even if the answer is a whole number. And then 10 modulus 6 is 4. That is, 6 goes into 10 once with a remainder of 4. And they're some of the most common mathematical operators that you'd use when programming with Python, or indeed when programming with any programming language.